At the end of round 8, we managed to pull through with a cumulative profit of nearly $13 million, which may have not seen as a huge improvement from round 7, but has been a great improvement since round 6, which continues to grow. Our return on sales has steadily increased from negative 3.3% on round 4 to 1.9% by round 8, while our stock price has also steadily increased over time, from approximately $11.61 on round 4 to $13.03 on round 8. Overall, our company has a steady increase of growth over time.
Our initial strategy focused on low-risk, stable development in order to minimize the potential of receiving an emergency loan and put ourselves in a financial position from which we could not recover. From then, our strategy was to follow a distinctive pattern, improving our initial product to the point of production, and then, without the assistance of debt, moving to introduce a second product, both situated within the same high-tech market. Thus, overall, we intended to move at a stable and consistent pace, improving our production and automation in small increments as to ensure continuous successful movements towards high profitability and low debt.
Upon evaluating our strategy, we feel as though the biggest issue that plagued us throughout the majority of the simulation was a disconnect between us and our customers, as while we were trying to create a solid foundation for ourselves, we unwillingly created an opening which allowed other companies to come in and steal the market share that we had our eyes on. This was an issue that was best represented by Abel's low unit count in the first half of the game. Because even though we were making a product that the customers wanted, we weren't making enough to meet the demand that everyone had for it. A second issue that arose was our low customer accessibility, and though we did try and make up with this with our marketing, we were unable to successfully do so until round 3, and by that point the damage had already been done. However, as the game went on, we did manage to execute several aspects of our initial plan. This included our low-risk strategy, which by the end resulted in us being able to say that there were only 2 instances where we had to willingly take on debt. The turnaround plan that we feel would result in the best possible outcome would be one that reaches out to the customers as early as possible to establish a better connection. Though we do feel like we had a solid strategy going in, it unfortunately did not pan out the way we otherwise wanted it to.
Our group's final takeaway was that if we were able to focus on the finite details of TQM, we would have been able to reduce overall labor costs, increase the demand for our product, and expedite research and development.
Our second recommendation is to take out long-term debt and create a more proactive financial plan. For the most part, our stocks vary between increasing and decreasing, and thus we did not properly control the issuing of stock or the market itself. We'd recommend taking out long-term debt in order to aid in the financing of both products as well as the gradual issuing of stock in order to control the stock market.
One suggestion for future managers is to invest into automation early on when they decide to introduce a new product. This ensures a higher amount of money saved over time on labor costs by letting machines control more of the production, thus increasing profits overall.
Our last and final recommendation to the incoming managers is to introduce a third product, but this time the product will be situated in the low-tech sector. This will reduce the potential of intercompany competition and provide a new consumer market base that we have not tapped into.
After completing round 8 of the Capsim simulation, our group was left with 3 key main takeaways of how to improve our product, increase profitability, and improve our standing within the other 6 groups. First, having a fringe product or a product that lies in between low and high tech prevents us from being able to calculate a demand and how much of our product to produce. This prevented us from being able to achieve that production start in the first few weeks and set our score back. Secondly, introducing Able 2 in round 5 made us the last group to introduce our second product, and therefore prevented us from being able to establish a customer base and a loyal fan base for that product. Third, if we were to increase our promotion and sales budget earlier on in the game, our product would have had more awareness within the marketplace